Part 1. The Weight of Small Things. I used to think our marriage was the kind people pointed to when they wanted hope. 8 years together, 5 married, no screaming matches, no broken dishes, no dramatic ultimatums. We were the boring couple who grocery shopped on Sundays and argued about which show to binge. I loved that about us. I loved her, or at least the version of her I thought I knew. Maya was my constant, my safe place. The woman who used to text me dumb memes during her lunch break and fall asleep on my chest during movies she pretended to like because I liked them. When people said marriage takes work, I secretly felt smug. We were doing fine without all that drama. That's probably why I missed the warning signs. Or maybe I saw them and chose to explain them away. It started with the gym. Maya had never been a gym person. She'd tried yoga once, quit after 2 weeks, and declared stretching overrated. So when she suddenly announced she'd signed up for an upscale fitness club across town, I was surprised but supportive. I just want to feel better about myself, she said, tying her hair into a tight ponytail in front of the mirror. Is that a crime? Of course not, I laughed. I'm proud of you. She smiled, but it didn't quite reach her eyes. At first, it was harmless, early mornings, new leggings, a little soreness she complained about dramatically. Then the changes got quieter. Her phone never left her hand anymore. She started showering the second she got home. She'd tilt her screen away when texting. If I asked who she was talking to, she'd sigh like I'd insulted her. Why are you being so paranoid? She snapped one night. It's exhausting. I apologized. Of course I did. Looking back, that was the first time she made me feel guilty for noticing something was wrong. The real shift happened about 3 months in. She stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my jokes, started criticizing little things, how I chewed, how I drove, how I never tried anymore. One night at dinner, she pushed her plate away and said, "Do you ever think about improving yourself?" The question hit me like a slap. I thought I was, I said carefully. For us. She rolled her eyes. God, you're so sensitive. That word became her favorite weapon. Sensitive, insecure, controlling. Every concern I raised got flipped back on me until I was the one apologizing, promising to do better, wondering when I'd become such a problem. Then came the gym encounter. I had finished work early one Thursday and decided to surprise her. Flowers, her favorite coffee, the whole cliche. I texted her, heading to your gym. Don't freak out. No response. When I walked in, the place smelled like rubber mats and citrus cleaner. I asked the front desk if I could wait near the training area. The girl shrugged and waved me through. That's when I saw her. Maya was on a stretching mat, laughing. Really laughing. The kind of laugh I hadn't heard in months. Standing over her was a man I didn't recognize. Tall, lean, effortlessly confident. He had that polished, charming look, the kind that knows attractive. He leaned closer than necessary, correcting her posture. His hand lingered at her lower back. Too long. My stomach tightened. She looked up and caught my eye. For half a second, panic flashed across her face. Then it was gone, replaced by annoyance. She stood up and marched over. What are you doing here? I held up the coffee like an idiot. I thought I'd surprise you. She exhaled sharply, already embarrassed. This is my trainer, Alex. Alex smiled and stuck out his hand. Nice to finally meet you, man. Maya talks about you all the time. Something about the way he said it made my skin crawl. Does she? I replied, shaking his hand. Yeah, he said easily. You're a lucky guy. Maya shot him a look that I couldn't read. Then she turned back to me. I'm in the middle of a session. You can go. No thank you. No smile. Just dismissal. On the drive home, my chest felt tight. I told myself I was overreacting. Trainers are hands-on, gyms are flirty places. Maya had a right to her own life. But that night, she came home late. And when I asked why, she exploded. I can't even have a hobby without you spying on me, she yelled. You're suffocating. I wasn't spying, I said quietly. I just wanted to see you. Well, don't, she snapped. It's embarrassing. That was the night she slept facing the wall. Over the next weeks, Alex's name came up more often. Always casually, always defensively. You wouldn't understand, she'd say. He actually listens. At least he motivates me. She started staying out later, without canceling plans, picking fights over nothing. One evening, I noticed a new notification pop up on her phone while it was charging on the counter. A heart emoji, from a name I didn't recognize. When I asked her about it, she laughed, sharp and cold. Wow, she said. You're really going through my phone now? That's pathetic. I just saw the screen light up. Sure you did, she sneered. Maybe if you focused on being a better husband, I wouldn't need friends who actually support me. Friends. I nodded, swallowed the lump in my throat, let it go. That night, lying awake beside her, I realized something terrifying. I didn't recognize the woman next to me anymore. And somewhere deep down, a voice I'd been ignoring finally spoke up. This isn't just a phase. At the time, I still believed we could fix it, that honesty and patience would be enough. I had no idea that the gym was only the beginning, and that the next discovery would shatter everything I thought I knew about my wife, my marriage, and the man she'd already chosen over me. Part 2. The lies get louder. I wish I could say the doubts faded after that night. They didn't. They multiplied. Maya became a ghost in our own house, physically present, emotionally somewhere else. She moved through rooms with her phone glued to her hand, smiling at messages she refused to explain. If I walked in unexpectedly, she'd lock the screen so fast it felt rehearsed. I tried to talk to her like an adult, like a husband who loved his wife. Something's wrong, I said one evening, keeping my voice calm. You're distant. You're angry all the time. Did I do something? She laughed. Not a warm laugh, a cruel one. You're unbelievable, she said. This is why I don't tell you anything. You turn everything into a problem. I just want honesty. There it is, she snapped. The control. You always need reassurance because you're insecure. I stared at her, stunned. In 8 years, she had never spoken to me like that. I'm your husband, I said quietly, not your enemy. She rolled her eyes. God, you're so dramatic. From that point on, every conversation followed the same script. I raised a concern. She dismissed it. I pushed back. She exploded. Somehow, by the end, I was apologizing for upsetting her. Gaslighting isn't loud at first, it's subtle. It makes you doubt your own instincts. And it was working until the night she forgot her phone. It was past midnight. I was half asleep on the couch when I heard her car pull into the driveway. She rushed inside, visibly flustered. I forgot my phone, she said, grabbing it off the coffee table. Her hands were shaking. You okay? I asked. She glared at me like I'd accused her of a crime. Why wouldn't I be? Then her phone buzzed. She froze. I wasn't trying to snoop. I swear I wasn't. But she was standing right there, and I saw the notification pop up before she could swipe it away. Alex, did you get home safe? My heart dropped. I looked up slowly. Why is your trainer texting you at midnight? Her face hardened instantly, because he's a decent human being. At midnight. Stop interrogating me, she snapped. You're acting crazy. I just want to understand. You don't trust me, she shouted. Say it. I hesitated. That hesitation sealed it. There it is, she said triumphantly. You're accusing me now. I didn't say that. You don't have to, she screamed. Your tone says everything. She stormed into the bedroom and slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. Cheerful, light, almost affectionate. It messed with my head more than the fights. That was when I noticed the receipts, a charge for an expensive restaurant across town, another for a boutique hotel bar, times that didn't line up with her late workouts. When I asked her about them, she didn't even hesitate. Girls' nights, she said. Do I need permission now? I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But then the messages started leaking out from someone else. Her friend Lena. Lena had always been polite but distant with me. Never rude, just careful. That evening, she texted me out of nowhere. Hey, can we talk? Privately. My pulse spiked. We met for coffee the next day. Lena wouldn't look me in the eye. I don't want to be involved, she said quickly. But I can't keep lying for her. Lying about what? She slid her phone across the table. Screenshots, flirty messages, deleted chats recovered, voice notes from Maya laughing, whispering, saying things she hadn't said to me in months, plans to meet after training, jokes about me being clueless, and Alex, always Alex. My hands trembled as I scrolled. How long? I whispered. Lena swallowed. A while. I felt sick, like the room was tilting. There's more, she added softly. She told me she might be pregnant. The words didn't register at first. Pregnant? I repeated. She said she missed a cycle. She was freaking out. She didn't know if it was yours or his. My chest felt like it was collapsing inward. She begged me not to tell you, Lena said. But she's spiraling, and you don't deserve this. I thanked Lena, though I barely remember doing it. I sat in my car afterwards, staring at the steering wheel, trying not to scream. That night, I confronted Maya. I didn't yell, I didn't accuse. I laid the screenshots on the table and asked one question. Is there anything you want to tell me? She glanced down and then laughed. Oh my God, she said. You went through my friends now? That's a new low. Answer the question. She crossed her arms. You're paranoid. Lena hates me. She's always been jealous. What about the messages? She shrugged. Jokes. You're reading into things. And the pregnancy scare. Her eyes widened for just a second, then rage. How dare you? She hissed. That's private. So it's true. She slammed her hands on the table. I was stressed. Stress messes with your body, but of course you jump to conclusions. Were you sleeping with him? Silence. Then she started crying, loud, hysterical, like I'd never seen. You pushed me to this, she screamed. You stopped trying. You checked out. I needed support. I felt numb. So that's a yes. She wiped her tears and looked at me with pure resentment. I want a divorce, she said coldly, and I'm not leaving with nothing. That was when her phone rang. She answered it without looking away from me. Alex, she said softly. I stood there, realizing my marriage hadn't just cracked, it had already collapsed. And I had no idea that this confrontation would trigger a chain of events so chaotic, so dangerous, that it would pull in lawyers, families, ambulances, and secrets far darker than infidelity. Because while I was trying to process her betrayal, Maya was already rushing out the door, straight into a night that would end in twisted metal, flashing lights, and a truth none of us were prepared for. But what happened next changed everything. If you think this story ends here, you're wrong. What I uncovered next didn't just hurt, it shattered everything I thought I knew. More lies surfaced, tensions exploded, and things spiraled fast in ways I never expected. The next chapter reveals what happened after this moment, and trust me, this is where it gets intense. Don't miss part two. If you want to follow the full story, subscribe to the channel, hit like to support it, and stay tuned, because what happens next changes everything.